Gen Con is a rare chance for me to leave the house and maybe speak to a woman, but I'm shy and not used to it. At these places, I get 1. Sensory overload, 2. Social anxiety and overthinking how I come across to the last stranger I spoke to overload, and 3. Out of breath from walking a lot, especially since I got depressed and overweight living in my mom's basement and drinking soft drinks because we're out of bottled water and we live within 1,000 miles of Flint, Michigan. Overload. These events like Gen Con are for me 1,000 moments of here's who I want to talk to and what I should say and do and not talking to or saying or doing any of those things. It's 1,000 moments of, is this the meet cute? Is this the woman of my dreams? And never saying a word, and left forever imagining how the events would play out, an entire hypothetical future with her. Then her, then her, then her. I experienced this scenario so many times whenever I leave the house. The scenario itself is an entity, the woman I didn't speak to. And her face changes, and the place changes, and the situation changes, and the imagined future changes. But that's always it, and I rarely venture a word spoken. Growing up in a small town, I was the best at music, drawing, writing, and filmmaking. That was my identity. The kid who was the best at those things. The art kid. But when college and YouTube started, I discovered there were so many people more talented than I was, or if not, at least more dedicated. I see so many people who achieve so much more than I have by creating garbage even, just because they have the dedication that I don't. That's how you discover what your true passions are. If all my video games and movies and YouTube series and music albums were made already, it would be easy to approach women. I hope. But I don't have anything yet to show for myself, to impress with, and while I understand on one level that my artistic and professional achievements are not what should give me value to women, it was my identity for so long that I feel any time I approach a woman I should open with, I'm sorry that I'm not good enough yet, but I'm working on it. Don't worry. Maybe it's my dad's voice nagging me in my head, condensed from 1,000 old conversations that never quite said this, but got close. Son, it's inconsiderate to expect a woman to date a guy who doesn't have a paying job or his own place and doesn't iron his jeans. And would you even want to date a girl who would date a guy like that? It's just, hello lady, you can tell I'm a good mating choice because I killed the biggest buffalo all over again. And I know it's a stupid and archaic and a fake hurdle in modern society, at least in some contexts. So I don't say anything, most of the time. And when I do, I worry always that she'll lose interest when she discovers another stranger with 1 more extra IMDb credit than I have. Not what I should worry about, but what I do worry about. I have so much to offer the world, so many ways to make it better and make a difference, but I'm a new farmer who has yet to gather a harvest. I hear of events like Gen Con, social events. I imagine a rom-com playing out, and when I go again, I lack the courage of my hypothetical accomplished self. In my story, she notices me, we speak, she laughs, her eyes light up when she hears I'm trying to change the world by sharing stories and raising awareness through VR games and YouTube series and feature films and music. Her eyes light up because she too is fighting to find her words. We get noodles together, she starts hanging out at my place, since I rarely leave because I have no current income, and she believes in me and pushes me to work diligently to get things done, and she contributes real ideas that improve what I'm doing. But in reality, at Gen Con, it's me standing in a corner either pretending to have phone messages to read, or appearing busy on my trip to grab more food or drink from the party table, or if I do speak, she's not interested or is interested in totally different things, like being a pious housewife who stays in her hometown and lets the world play out without shoving her fist through the big problems we face. Or she has made a film too, but it's one my kid brother could make, and she has a fawning legion of admirers asking with enthusiasm how she managed to put title cards in her film. Or maybe she speaks to me, but when she realizes that I'm actually passionate about honing my craft, rather than simply marketing myself as a nerd-branded headshot, I become useless and invisible. But that's just high school again. Or she's amazing and artistic and frustrated and working hard, but she's totally married and has wonderful kids she loves with all her heart and would do anything for, and they're her passion. That's fine, but I can't relate. But I see the unpopular girl sitting in the corner looking nervous, and I wonder if she too rarely gets out of her mom's basement, and if she's also speaking into her phone to record a voice note about her brilliant epiphany that will solve income inequality or world hunger, or about how to improve filmmaking, game design, or our public school system, or if she's just asking Siri to find the price of the dress a reality TV star wore in the last episode of her show, or how much some concert tickets cost, or how much some plane tickets cost. I have trouble relating to things that cost money that aren't just cheap games on Steam. But my being saddened by, or envious of, or jealous of, or even resentful of people whose lives are already great is a whole other story. How many women of my dreams are also in their mom's basements, working hard to solve all the world's problems, instead of randomly going to the same Chipotle or gaming convention I randomly also go to? How many times did we just miss each other? Maybe I'll see her at Gen Con but not notice her because she, like me, won't stand out in her normal non-cosplay street clothes, which is all she can afford until her career gets up and running. Maybe I'll notice her, and maybe I'll speak to her. Maybe it'll take me 5 seconds too long to build up the courage and she'll walk away and I'll say, there's always next year, next Gen Con, or the next woman that I maybe, probably, definitely, maybe won't be able to speak to.